chance? This is my son, Malcolm. Is there any chance of a little kiss? Oh, my, come on, Malcolm.
Thank you.
You know, could you smell Old Spice? He put his dad's aftershave on to meet you.
That's lovely.
Do you know what he'll be doing now backstage? You know what he'll be doing? He'll be blushing. I can guarantee he'll be sat there with his big purple head in his hands. That's lovely.
That's lovely, thank you.
Joanna, you are the grand old lady of British television, isn't she?
Thank you.
Because she's 76, ladies and How do you keep looking so young, Joanna?
Oh, I just have role models and people who've got lovely skin and don't mind their hair being grey and things like that.
Like who? Not like me.
No. No, more like sort of, Jennifer Saunders and people like that.
Oh, that's tact. Oh, right. When are you going to be like us and let yourself go?
Well, I just, I just kind of keep a hand on it. Just for a little longer. Just for a little longer.
But you were a forces sweetheart, weren't you? Do you know who I'm confusing you with? Vera Lynn.
Are you? Are you?
But, let's talk. You did absolutely fabulous. Did you enjoy it?
I love doing that, yes.
Was it great fun?
It was very exciting, yes. It was like being reinvented, really. My career had sort of ground to a halt, I think. And Jennifer came and picked me out of the sort of unwanted actresses pile.
She's great, Jen. I think she's a very funny girl. She isn't she?
She is. She's good.
June Whitfield, she's hanging in there, isn't she?
She is.
She's a great
she's
old
fantastic.
bird, isn't she?
A great old bird.
But you are a marvellous comic actress. You really are. God, we laughed and laughed and laughed when you did Purdy. Great fun.
It was great fun, yes. It was supposed to be a straight role, but I'm so proud that you could remember it because it was a long time ago.
Well, what mainly we laughed at was that, bass and putting haircut.
I know.
Like that.
Yes, a little mushroom cut.
It was good, though.
Yes.
You still looked lovely, didn't she? Even with that hair.
That hair.
But do you know Gareth Hunt?
Yes, I do.
What happened to him? He was all the rage at one time.
He was, yes. He still works all the time.
Does he?
But not so much on television. He does a lot of stage work.
Stage, oh,
yes.
lovely. My son Malcolm, who you met previous.
Yes, well, kissed, yes.
He made a little limerick up about Gareth Hunt.
Oh. I don't know why I'm anxious not to hear it, but anyway.
No, you couldn't say it on national TV, really, to be honest. But you, of course, are an old pro. And remember, do you remember when you were on the street? Gosh, you were Ken Barlow's posh bit of stuff, weren't you?
Yes.
Tell us
I was only
about
in
that.
8 episodes.
8 episodes?
Yes, I was Elaine
Do you remember
Perkins.
her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
I
I was Elaine Perkins, the schoolmaster's daughter, who'd got a bit posh and gone to university and didn't want to marry him.
Well, who would?
I don't know, it was a chance of a job, really, but I had to turn it down because it said so in the script. She said, no, Ken, I don't want to marry you.
But no one would in their right mind, would they? Not that he's boring, because he's not boring.
No, he's not boring.
No, of course he's not. It's only the papers that said that, and then, of course, he sued. Apparently he's full of fun. Full of something, anyway. But you've got a lovely posh voice, haven't she? Yes. If you spoke like that in Wigan, where them two are from there...
From Wigan?
You'd get beaten up. Your voice, you like me, we both kind of got quite a sexy voice, really. But Do you know something? Your voice is instantly recognisable, isn't it? Yes. You're like Arthur Mullard in that respect. Or Brian Glover or someone like that.
Yes.
Are you from good stock?
Well, I never really thought of it like that.
You are, aren't you? You speak dead nice.
I never thought I had an accent.
Oh, you have.
Have I?
Oh, huge, aren't you? Isn't it lovely, though? Sounds dead nice. My Malcolm used to ring somebody who sounded very like you. And I never knew where she lived.
No.
It was an 0898 number. What area is that? You didn't mind before giving Malcolm a kiss, did you?
No.
Really?
I didn't really mind.
Do you know he's never had a girlfriend?
Oh, hasn't he?
Never. Well, he's had crushes on various dental hygienists. You know, but nothing concrete. And I was wondering if, as a favour to me, you could do something in the make a man of him department. Do you know what I'm asking? You know, Joanna, don't they? Yes. Do you know that? Men adore you. They do?
Do they?
They do? You must know that. My husband calls you Joanna Lovely.
Does he?
Do you remember in Children in Need when you stripped off?
Mm.
Do you remember?
I do remember, yes.
And it worked.
It did.
My husband, Mr. Merton, you know, he didn't half splash out that night. No, he did. It was lovely. What was it like when you played that girl on the desert island? Do you remember it? Did you see it?
Yes. It was lovely. It was very interesting and quite tough.
Was it?
Yeah.
Could you have a brew? Did you make a brew?
Well, a little bit, but, you know, I only had 3 tea bags for the week.
The whole week?
It's not much, is it?
And what sort of things did you have to face?
Flies and bites and things like that, and not enough food, and sleeping on rough floors and...
Blimey.
Yeah.
Give her a round of applause. But you used your bra to make something, didn't you?
I did, yes.
What did you do?
I used my bra to make some shoes. Because the floor of the cave was very rough. It was volcanic rock, and it used to cut my feet if I took my shoes off. And my feet were wet in my gym shoes. And I was getting foot rot, trench foot, which they get in the army.
Yes.
And it sounds funny, but it was terrible. And I thought, I have to make something so the air can get to my feet. And so I took the insoles out of my shoes, and I found that by stitching my bra, just folding it over and stitching it round and using the straps to make a strap around the back, I made 2 of the most beautiful little shoes.
They were gorgeous.
Yeah.
Did you see them in the paper? Yeah. Great, weren't they? And a friend of mine, Lily,
yes.
What she does, she pops a bra off,
Does she?
and then she uses a breast as slippers. How does she do that, do you think? But you're married, aren't you?
I am, yes.
You're married. What does your husband do?
He's a musician. He's a conductor.
A conductor. How lovely. Well, Lily, funny, you've got so much in common. Her husband's a conductor, but on GM buses. So do you have a happy marriage?
We do, yes.
Is it lovely?
It is lovely. It's quite often apart, because he has to do work all over the world. At the moment, he's in Brisbane, in Australia.
Conducting?
Yes, he is, I think.
And does he get on your nerves of a night waving his baton in the air?
Sometimes, if I'm lucky, yes.
Joanna?
Yes.
My son Malcolm, who
yes.
you saw before, you won't know this, but he's an absolute whiz on the recorder. Any chance your husband, what's he called?
Stephen.
Stephen. Any chance Stephen needs a recorder player in his orchestra?
Well, I can ask him to see Malcolm, if you like.
I think it would be great if you did. The thing about Malcolm, he's so musical. And my friend Lily, she's really musical. And, Joanna, have you trumped? Do you know something? Posh stump smell the same. Now, if I was Sue Lawley,
Yes.
I'd make a big deal out of it. The lovely thing about this show is I'm making no fuss. I'm going to press on. You're not on that desert island now. I wish you were. No. Have you got it over there, Anne?
Well, I wondered what it was, really.
Oh, poor Joanna. Who'd like to ask Joanna Lumley a question? What would you like to ask, Liz? Liz is from Wigan. Bear that in mind.
Yeah.
You know, in your comedy series, you smoke a lot. Do you smoke?
I do smoke, not as much as Patsy. And in fact, once she had to come downstairs and she'd been locked out of a cab which wouldn't let her smoke, and she had to light 4 simultaneously and drag them in, and I couldn't get them to light, and I blacked out. And then I had to do it again, and then I forgot my lines. And I was covered with nicotine patches. So after recording the show, for about 3 days, I don't smoke at all. I don't need to. I'm sort of topped up, for the year.
Questions for Joanna? What about Harry? Harry Dowd, what would you like to ask Joanna?
After your time on the desert island, do you think if ever you were shipwrecked, you'd be able to survive?
I might be able to survive. I wouldn't be able to escape. Because we flew out there and it was 30 miles out to sea, and I tell you, having looked at that, I thought I couldn't build a boat and get away. So I just have to sit there till somebody, Harry, came to get me.
Harry, would you like to be shipwrecked on a desert island with Joanna? Your bra would come off a lot quicker. To be honest, Harry's got a bit of a soft spot for you, Joanna. Haven't you, Harry?
I'll try my best.
Well, when I say soft spot... Joanna, will you stay on?
I'd love to.
The rest of the show?
Thank you.
Otherwise, Malcolm will only be mine when you're backstage. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanna Lumley. I love her. As the great Aristotle once said, I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. I should be so lucky.